Hola amigos, we have a new friend here in the lab. It's this big Siemens coffee machine and it has a problem. If we turn it on, it says to clean the brewing unit. Now the brewing unit is actually squeaky clean and quite new. So I'm going to put it in service mode. You can do that by pushing the info button and the start button while you turn the machine on by the main power button on the bottom left. And here we are in the service menu. Now I've already verified that the brew unit actually moves up and down, and the interesting thing is if you go to the error memory and you go to the BU over I stands for current, you see 79, so that's quite a high error count. If we look at the other errors, they're either 0 or quite a low number. I think we have pump TO over temp, grinder over I. This is also interesting, but if we go to the component test here, and then we do the brew unit up, there we go, and we go down, and we go up again. We do this a few times. The sensor is working. If you go back to the error log now, or the memory, I think this number now increased to 82. Was it already 82? I don't know. Let's do it again. So the number actually increased by 3. That's the amount of times I took the brew unit up and down. So it means that the motor is going over current. And I've actually looked it up, and in the stepper motor that raises the brew unit and lowers it, there is 2 microswitches that tell the machine when it's at the top point and the bottom point. And I think one of those switches might be malfunctioning, causing the motor to draw a lot of current. Now, the nice thing is this machine is really a pain in the butt to open, so it's gonna be a wild ride. I think it's gonna be quite boring if I film myself all the time prying at everything, because it's gonna be a lot of plastic prying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to figure it out myself, and then when I get a part off, I'm going to explain to you how I did that. That's gonna be more interesting to watch and more educational and less boring. So I'm gonna remove everything that can be removed, drain the water, and I think I'm gonna put a towel on my table. There's always gonna be some water, I think, running out of it, and then we'll get to it. With the brew unit removed, it's quite dirty. We'll give it a good clean as well. So this is the motor we'll need to get out. So I think we'll start here in the back. Gotta use plastic tools. I'm gonna leave marks with a screwdriver here. Takes a little bit of wiggling apparently. Lifting it slightly up. That's the trick. Little latch here and another latch here. Of course, there's no way to push those. You should just have to wiggle. Don't use too much force. Okay, now I guess we do the same for the sides. So on the side here, the water tank, we have more plastic clips. Need a little bit of leverage. So you catch my drift. Okay. That's that, and now I think we have to go to the top. So it does make some nasty sounds when plastics is opening. Well, I hope it's opening. Oh, here it snapped back. You bastard. Yeah. Okay. There's something. Yeah, okay, there we have it. I don't think we broke anything. And then we have the water connection here. So I think now you need to disconnect this little hose here, and then we can take this part off. But I think I broke most of the clips here. This one is still alive and kicking. I'm not sure how you can actually remove this without breaking it. I guess lifting it up is a better idea, but then again, you have clips here as well. Yeah, I think it's near impossible to disassemble this thing without breaking any of the plastic clips. But it would appear that maybe lifting it up if you can a little bit might avoid snapping it. Let's see later how it comes back together. No, I was actually following a guide online. It's probably not the best, but this plastic thing, I think you need to push it upwards, and then I think you can easily get it out without breaking anything. Now I don't think it's a big problem. It's gonna come back together fine, I think. And now we can remove this. Oh, this is a clip. Maybe I can glue them back into place. You can do a lot with some super glue. Anyway, this is just some cap. I think here is the same. Yep. This is all the electronics. This is the motor. Oh, it's quite dirty in here. So yeah, getting the motor out is going to be quite tricky. Some animals are living in here. Some cobwebs. You don't want that near your coffee, right? Okay, well, let's disconnect the other sides. And then take off the top. Some kind of. Oh, okay. You can just. What is holding this? I don't know. Wiggle it out. Cool. Now, the other side is going to be the same. Lift the latches. And push up. Yep. Okay. Easy, you see? Without these latches are actually much stronger than the one on the other side. Ooh. Look at this. Very nasty. Now this thing has support over, oh, I think 17,000 coffees, so yes, we can expect some dirt. Here's some powerful degreaser here. You can see it's already doing its job, because coffee is quite greasy. It's like the kind of degreaser that makes you cough. Of course, it's a waste of time if we can't fix it, but I couldn't resist. This aluminium is a little bit corroded as well, but when this all dries out, I think we can give it another quick vacuum and have everything nice and clean. Okay, I think now we need to get the front loose a bit. So now I'm trying to figure out how to remove this ball, and yes, I cut it myself again. The metal. So the sacrifice has been made. I found that you can just pull this out. And now the question is, I think it has to come out somehow, because this metal part cannot lift it over. I think maybe here. And apparently you just have to squeeze this. What the hell? So while I was emptying my phone's storage, I actually got it off, and I think now you can see how this actually works. So you have a clip here and a clip here, right here and over here. So that's where you should press on the plastic, like push it inside a little bit, and then it will pop right off. I think it's interesting to know where those latches are exactly. Okay, now Saw some other guy swearing at his metal parts, but I don't think you need to take it off separately. I think you need to put some pressure right here somewhere. Yep, and then you can remove those clips and lift it. At least something like that. They do look quite fragile though. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay, if you feel about here, there is another clip, and with a little plastic tool you can latch it inwards, and then I think we're almost there. Just one more clip somewhere. On the other side still. Aha, I think I see it. Push it. Ah, ha. Yes. Yeah. Don't think I broke any clips. We have some connections here. Yeah, we can unscrew this and a little bit Torx bit. And then we can take this off and get rid of all the cobwebs, and then I think we finally might be able to get to the motor. So yeah, clip over here, and there is a clip on the other side, but it's yeah, you can actually reach it, guys. I'll show you. So all the other YouTube videos I saw just ripping the plastic, but now that I see it, here is a little hole that you can push with a screwdriver to get this latch open. But if you're careful and you unlatch on this side, you can just like wiggle it off. Okay, I'm gonna unscrew the earth connection so we can take off the top side. I disconnected the earth that was here. Then I could take out this cable. And now I want to get rid of this connection and disconnect this cup heater, which goes all the way down to over here. So I can take it off because, well, it all needs a good clean. So it's probably not necessary to take this completely off in order to get to our motor here, but I mean, it's just filthy. It would be stupid not to clean it at this opportunity while we're here. So while we are here, I think we can just lift out the grinder. Let's try and give you guys a better view. Okay, that was easy. Definitely needs to clean. Oh, look, this is I think this is carbon from the brushes of the motor inside, because they've been doing a serious job. I think I need to disconnect the motor all the way down. Right here, I think there is a little latch over here. Yeah, this is a latch. Can we actually? Oh yeah, we can pull it out. And there we go. Now we can take out the grinder. Hope there's still enough carbon left on those brushes. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna take it that far. But I think it can use a bit of a cleaning. So this is how it looks like without the grinder. We're gonna take a look at the grinder later because big chunks of solidified coffee were stuck in it. So I think I will open it up as well. I'm gonna clean this up and then let's see if we can get to the motor now. But you know the funny part? I haven't removed a single screw. This just comes apart. It's all plastic and latches. And I think if you know how it all sits together, you can actually manage to get this apart without breaking anything. Now, I didn't break anything major yet, only on that side panel, on this side, but I actually found 3 out of 4 latches back and I super glued them back into place. With some quality Loctite, so I think that is gonna be fine. It would be nice if I could find the last one, but if I don't, then I don't. But it's quite funny though. I never opened up a coffee machine like this without unscrewing a single screw. I figure it's time we start unscrewing something. So before taking it further apart, I'm gonna remove those 3 screws holding the motor in the housing and then see if the motor is going anywhere. We also need to unplug a few connections, of course, but that's quite easy. So unfortunately, due to the axis, we indeed have to split the whole case, as I found on the other guy, Let's Fix It Garage's YouTube video. So we'll need to take off the bottom and then we can unscrew the case at different points and have enough room to get the motor out. And here at the bottom is another screw that we can take out. So with the screw removed, we have a latch over here and a latch over here. I think we need to press it and then we can, I think we can then move. Looking at this, we can shift this bottom up and take it out, I think. Something like that. Okay, yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, more nastiness. Great, great, great. Oh, and is this thing alive? Oh, shit. Something is alive in this thing. This little bug here. Shit. Okay, with some of the nastiness away, I think you can see here we can split the case. Let's put it back on its feet. Okay, now we have to find the screws. Okay, so we have some screws. One is over here at the pump. Then there is one, I'll show you in a minute, behind the pump. It's gonna be tricky to reach. And then there is one here. Oh, we'll have to take off the front. So in order to take out the front, so from the moment the top is off, you can lift this up, and then we need to get rid of this little plate somehow, so we can lift this up and off, and of course disconnect all the connectors from the screen. It shouldn't be too hard. You can't really mix it up. All the connectors are unique. Okay, so This front thingy been puzzling me for a bit now. It's quite interesting, this one. It's like... Huh. Okay. Okay. Just like it's alive. You just have to push it down real hard and then it comes out. I don't know how we're gonna get it back in, but problems for later, I guess. Okay, now we can disconnect the screen and lift the front off. No surprises here, only this connector. You have to push the latch or, well, you have to push it like this. I think. No, like this. And then it comes off, I think. Okay, now wait. Wow. This is something, this machine. And now we have a screw over here. I'm not sure how can we reach it? Is there a hole at least? Yes, there is. Of course. It's German engineering. So it's difficult, but I mean, they put some thought in this. I'm gonna remove all the wiring from this cable lane, let's call it that. And I think we have another screw over here then. Do we? So apparently here is one screw and then the other one is not sure. Yes, you can see it, I think, right there. And then there's the one right here, and you can reach it through a hole behind the cables. And I think the last one is there, I think. Can't see it. So actually the last screw is over there. I think they are Torx as well. They're all the same. Well, I suppose they're all the same. So a Torx 20. I'm gonna leave it a bit in there. Otherwise the whole thing comes apart. This is the most involved. But I have to say, it is, the engineering on this is just brilliant, right? We can remove them completely. Big thanks to Let's Fix It Garage. I don't think the guy is making new videos anymore, but it's really helpful. Hello, this is GP straight from the editing room. I've noticed I lost some footage, just one video about splitting the case after removing the screws and taking the motor out. Unfortunately, that was lost, but if I remember correctly, after removing the screws, you could just open the casing of the coffee maker and just enough to take the motor out. No need to split the case completely. I think it just complicates things. You just need about 5 to 10 centimeters to get the motor out. So I think if you reached this point, you'll figure it out. Okay, I think this is just a few clips. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Here we are. If we put that in the right position, or remember what the right position is, although I think the whole point of this thing is that it moves back and forth, yes, and then it touches, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can see where it has been running all these years. So I just think we have to make sure that this is somewhere. Right, it runs this way between the two switches. Makes sense. So the problem is probably with those switches. Let's get the multimeter out, but I'm gonna wash my hands first. So putting this thing in continuity mode. Let's start with it's probably easier if I just like do it here. Should do beep beep. That's the other one. They're both not really doing a lot. This is the problem. If these don't give the right signal, then the motor will actually start to overheat and draw a lot of current. Okay, so let's get these switches out. So I think these are just glued together. So let's just put some heat in there. 120 degrees, quite a safe temperature. I think we can also get new switches. We can find the right model, but then we have to wait for it. I don't have time to wait for it, because then the machine is lying around here. Yes, see. I think there might be some corrosion over there. So the microscope is going to clean this a little bit. I think some new switches might be a better idea. Just gonna do a quick search for them. That's a good sign. I'm not sure if this is a good long-term solution, but I'm gonna try and do my best. So I cleaned the mechanism of both switches very carefully under the microscope, and they seem to work again. Now I can't find the exact same switch immediately, so I hope we can continue to use these ones. Now opening the grinder. It's just getting through all the clips. I think 2 left. I don't think we can do much about here. It's just the warm wheel. I don't know, actually getting through the grinder, but we can actually check the state of the brushes here. So this is all of carbon brush left on this motor, which is not a lot. So if it fails in the near future, we know why. Now, we only need about this. So there's still some, but not a lot. So it might be interesting to write down the type of motor so we can actually order some new brushes if we can find them instead of buying a whole new unit, although this might get worn out as well. I don't know what a whole new unit costs. It might be not that expensive. I've put the grinder back together and the rear unit motor, of course. Here we have the carcass of our coffee maker. Then here I have all the other parts lying around. Going to give everything a wash and then put everything back together. Actually, on this brew unit motor, I noticed that when cleaning it, there is holes where the sensors are, and I think this is where the corrosion gets in, or the humidity gets in and messes with the contacts. So I think I'm gonna put something over there, some tape or something to keep the moisture out in the future. Okay guys, I threw it back together. Not everything is, I'm still fiddling with this here, and the back is not on, but at least it started up and it started doing things with brew unit. So the error count is at 82 still. Oh. That's cool. Down. Let's check the error memory now. See if it's still 82. It's still 82, so no errors anymore. Now let's do a normal startup. And it's happy. Well, that's a good sign. Now just have to try to get it back together. I think it's never gonna be the same again. Okay guys, I put it in the kitchen because my lab is a mess now. Some water was leaking out. Now, I don't have any beans now and it's also too late for coffee. So I'm just gonna pretend that I put coffee in there. Yay! I think it works. So tomorrow morning I will make a real coffee with this. Really curious if it tastes any different than our other machine, our Melita Café Solo. Very simple machine, but that never failed us. Okay guys, it's getting late, so I'm just gonna say a quick word about if it's worth fixing this machine. I think I spent quite a few hours on it. I guess I lost track, maybe 4 or 6 hours straight if I deduct all my pauses and breaks. But this machine goes online for, I would say, between 600 and 700 euros at this time. So then for me, yes, it was worth it. We were actually looking for a second fully automatic coffee machine. So now we're gonna see which machine is best, and then well, I guess it's gonna be the Siemens. Although Does have some battle scars. I don't know what happened here. This is not completely fixed to the plastic again. I don't know. I didn't take it off. I took the whole thing off in one piece, and then on this side, just behind the water reservoir, all these clips, they broke. I just tried to super glue them again, but it's hopeless. They will just break when you try to put this back into place. So that's definitely a weak point on this machine. I have no idea how you can remove it without breaking them, but as you can see, it's not really visible. Also, I'm happy that the whole thing got a good clean. Look at here. Looks nice. And you can still see this is because it's double-sided plastic, so it was quite impossible to get there. Yeah, maybe you can put it in the dishwasher if you want, but this is not really coming into contact with the beans anymore. This works again, I hope, and then tomorrow we'll give it a try. Also here, the cup heater, it works. I never had a cup heater, so I don't really know how to use it. Guess I'll have a look at the manual. The steamer is working. I think here you can attach it to milk, but I'm missing the connection hose or pipe, whatever. Yeah, really happy with it, but let's wait until we can test it tomorrow morning. Little bonus video, guys. I decided to pull it back apart to adjust the grinder because the coffee isn't fine enough. This is what came out first, and then I started fiddling with it. With the beans container off, I started twisting the adjustment knob, and now I don't know, I can't find the right setting. So these are the adjustment. This is the adjustment screw. Here you can see. This is how you can normally do it. There is a red and a green setting, but doesn't matter how hard I turn, I don't see anything moving. Also here I was thinking that I should see something moving here. So maybe when I cleaned out the motor, I maybe hit something, or I don't know. So I'm going to open it up again and have it inspected. So move this part out of the way. I have no idea what I'm doing. This needs some cleaning. I was actually barking up at the wrong tree, because here you can't really do anything. It's just a motor. This yeah, this adjusts the height a little better. This so trying to figure out how to put it in coarse and fine mode, because according to the knob, if you go counterclockwise, it gets finer, which is counterintuitive to me. But this actually, yes, this actually brings it closer. think this is the way it works. Yeah. So here is a groove, and here is a thread actually, and further you turn this clockwise, which is counterclockwise on the knob here, the closer it goes, or the more down it goes. I think that is the only thing you can do. I'm just wondering. This is ceramic. I don't think this is worn down. It looks... I don't know if this wears down. I should look that up, probably. Okay, just rewatched the footage from a few minutes ago, and now I noticed that this was actually sticking out like this. I think like this, and then a bit more, a little bit more. I think it was like this, and then you can turn all you want. It's not going to do anything. So I guess that was my mistake yesterday. It should be like this. And now you can actually see here, there is no, it's much closer together now. Now I hope the right setting is still about here, where the arrow is. I think as long as it can turn, it's fine. So I know what happened is, while adjusting it, I was actually turning it clockwise to see what happened there, and then I went all the way up to here, and then the top of the grinder popped out and all my coffee was ruined and there was no way to get it back, and that's why I had to get this grinder out. Now I think this is the finest setting. This was not giving me the perfect results. It was quite coarser than my other machine, so I believe there might be some wear and tear on the grinder, so I'm going to go past the default setting a little bit. It can still spin, by the way. There we go, and that will hopefully give me a better result. I can always adjust it with this one. I'm just gonna note down how many turns I need to get back to here and get back to here. Put some beans in there, and now I'm going in the service menu and have the grinder run and see what falls out. Ooh, this looks good. Yeah. This is what I'm looking for. It's maybe even too coarse, but we can always adjust. Here, this looks very good. This is what I got out before on the coarsest setting, and this is what came out now. It's much better. I reckon we can even go a little bit more coarse even. So this is as fine as I can go. I can't go any further because this thing has to align like this straight so we can put this back in. And it's way off from the calibrated, I think the factory setting. So I think it's just wear and tear. I'm gonna throw it back together and then we'll see if the coffee is stronger. Hello, GP from the future again. Now I'm enjoying a coffee from the same coffee maker. The filming of the repair was actually done in October last year. We are now June, so yeah, I took my sweet time to make this video, but it still works, so my repair was successful. I hope this was an interesting and useful video. It was a bit longer than usual, but of course I'll have to show all the steps in case you want to repair the same coffee maker. Anyway, please leave a like or subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.